They said the truth won't survive beside the lies that maintain the decaying faces of display. Hey everybody, what's up, man? It's Hold the Truth hostage, where if the truth was so important, you wouldn't negotiate with lies. Now, you know, I prophesized this, man. Used the black pill to explain this over 10 months ago, but you know, there's always new people coming in, and in actuality, the black pill, you know, RIP to Kevin Samuels. But what's gonna happen is Kevin Samuels' exposure, you know, he's gonna go down as, you know, the most successful man in the manosphere, because he got it mainstream. He got rappers, he got the youth, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, you know, the thing about the manosphere is that it aligns with rap. Because if you listen to rap is still, you know, still the only form of music where you have men just speaking like men. I'm not saying probably a good 60 to 70% of rap, you know, lacks simping, you know what I mean? Rappers telling you how they think and how they'll treat a woman and all that. But with what Kevin Samuels did, and you got to be aware that, you know, rap is the most popular form of music and the most popular form of culture in the world. You know what I'm saying? Black people in America are literally, you know, reshaping the whole world with the culture. You can't look up any form of music and not see how they dress, how they dance, how they move, that isn't inspired by rap. So you get Kevin Samuels to pop up, black man, and you know, his delivery was calm with it, and he let the women fuel what he was doing. But what's going to happen now with him passing away and vacating his position is there's going to be a void, a large void. And what's going to happen is, and this happens, people bandwagon something that's happening. All the people that didn't know of Kevin Samuels, they're going to binge watch his content on YouTube. And what it's going to do is it's going to lead them further into the manosphere. And the other thing that's happened is, with how the black women responded to his death by the thousands, you know, over 10,000 women upon hearing his passing were celebrating and still celebrating to this day. And what it's done is it's going to open the eyes of many men, you know, words of 50, many men, many men, you know what I'm saying? It's going to open the eyes of many men, and men are going to realize that, you know, what was he fighting for? You know, you hear a lot of content, you know, from the black manosphere to the manosphere as a whole, where you'll hear certain men say, oh man, well, we men need to stand up and better the women around us. For without bettering the women in our society, how can we better such a society? So a lot of men are turning it to a challenge, you know, so it's an alternative way of shaming men to reinvest in the domestic society by challenging them, saying, hey, you know, we got to challenge, we got to make the women better. But with Kevin Samuels passing and just how vile the women were towards his passing, and the fact that the media was silent on it. They just report how he died. They don't report how women are literally celebrating the death of a man who didn't kill anybody. He didn't do anything where he harmed people. You know what I'm saying? No murderous intent. And what happened is it's opened the eyes of many men. And the aftermath is men are looking at, damn, you got over 10,000 women celebrating the death of a man. You know, a man who had children he left behind, a mother, and so on, celebrating it. And what it's done is it's going to lead more men towards the black pill community. You know what I'm saying? Towards the black pill community like never before, you know, because the black pill, you know, is shout out to QB Passport Flexin, because, you know, he reminded me of this by saying, hey, the black pill is solution orientated. You know what I'm saying? The black pill is basically seeking solutions without the limitation of emotions and attachment. Shout out to the homie QB, man. QB Passport Flexin. You know, I'll tag him on this channel. We got a sub to the brother. But what's gonna happen is a lot of men are going to head towards the black pill community, because we in the black pill community, yeah, so what's going to happen is you're going to see, as I predicted this, you know, you could look up a video called The Black Pill Prophecy. You know, you could look up the other videos I've done on the black pill. I forget the title right now, but basically, because of how vile the women were, a lot of men are going to wake up and head towards the black pill community. Because what the black pill community is, give me a minute, because what the black pill community does is the black pill community prioritizes solutions, which when a man prioritizes solutions, he prioritizes himself. You know, one thing Kevin Samuels was preaching and telling men, he sent a very hypocritical message. You know what I'm saying? He kept telling men, hey, you're especially the black men in the black community, we need the women to be beside us to reshape the community, to help us lead the community and all this stuff, when in reality, forget reality, I used the wrong term, when in the black pill truth, you know what I'm saying? As I said, the black pill truth is just void of emotions and attachment when seeking solutions. So when the black pill truth is that if you go backwards and look at the black community, it wasn't that the women and black men were collaborating. It was that the black men were leading the community. They were the leaders. It was unquestioned leadership. You know what I'm saying? The black men led the household. They led their whole community. And you could even look at a perfect example is you can look at the white community. You can look at the white community. You won't listen, you won't hear as much content from white men saying, hey, we need our women to help us and we need them to help us build our community back and all this stuff. That's from a perspective of men in a matriarchy. You know what I'm saying? Men in a matriarchy, and that's what the black community has been in for over 40 years. I mean, ever since the government came and offered government cheese if you release and remove the father out of the household. You know what I'm saying? So it created, and the black men, rather than stand up and say, you know what, if you side with the government, the very same government that's funding police brutality, that's funding racism, terrorism, implanting drugs into our community, you know, any black woman that sides with this government, you're no longer a part of the black community. The problem is the black men, they bowed down, they kneeled, and they chose to, well, you know, as long as we get access to our women, you know what I'm saying? As long as we get access to our women, They could side with the government. It don't matter. This is why other races of men don't have any respect. A large majority of other races of men don't have respect for the African American man. You know, that means Brazilian men. That means, you know, Jamaican men, Haitian men. You know, a large amount of other Negroes don't have respect for the African American man, you know, as in men that their lineage starts in America. Because they look at them and say, damn, y'all were here for over 400 years. And man, y'all not in a position of power, ownership, leadership. Y'all in a position of submission. You know what I'm saying? So this is why you see a lot of Africans, Nigerians, and so on, don't respect the African American man. You know what I'm saying? They look at the African American man as a source of entertainment. This is why you go to an African community, you know, they contain their culture. Of course, they're gonna have some African American culture to it. I mean, even if you go back to culture, for example, and this is how much shame other races of Negroes have on the African American man. You know what I'm saying? For example, you have slavery that happened in America. When slavery happened, a lot of Africans from Africa or native blacks that were already here in America, they were taken. You know what I'm saying? They were taken. They were loss of their culture and identity. But what happened after that, the aftermath of slavery and all that, is that the African American started rapidly creating culture. I mean, rapidly. This is why you see rock, rap, you know what I'm saying, blues, country, because what happens when you back a group of people on a corner, when you strip them of their cultural identity and they need an identity to stand on, is that they rapidly replace it. And what happened to the black community, the African American community in America, which they shouldn't be even referred to as African American, since you were born in America, you're just a black American. But what happened is, I'll just say, you know, the black American, you know what I mean, they rapidly created their own cultures. They had to, because they were stripped of their identity from slavery. So they rapidly created a culture, you know what I'm saying, blues, all these forms of music. They rapidly created them to give themselves an identity of something, of freedom. Because if you were to, for example, you know what I'm saying, let's say you were a slave from Africa and you were stripped of that culture, you wouldn't try to recreate it. You'd mentally and subconsciously look at it from a standpoint of, well, this is the culture I got enslaved from. So you're gonna view it subconsciously from a perspective of it's inferior. So the black community, the black native, the black community from America, they rapidly created new cultures. Rapidly, you know what I'm saying? Music, language, they rapidly evolved. This is why the black community in America is so influential to culture and entertainment, you name it. Film, the black community that's done a lot, you know. But the major side effect of the black community is that they do not take ownership. They don't take ownership of what they've achieved culturally. They don't. They just take and accept validation for what they've done and created. You know what I'm saying? So you'll see blacks My God, we got a Grammy. We got a Grammy for a form of music we created by people that had nothing to do with its creation. You know what I'm saying? This is why if you want to look up a video I made that's extremely influential, is look up a video I made called Jackie Robinson Syndrome. You know, the black community really suffers from Jackie Robinson Syndrome, where they will up and leave their own creation just to achieve and obtain some white gratitude and white validation. This is the ultimate flaw of the black community from America. You know, you can look at it from movies, music, any form of achievement blacks tend to create. They tend to look towards the white man. See what we've done, white man? See what we've done? See, look, I opened a business. I made some music. Can we get some rewards? Can we get some recognitions from you white mans for what we've done achieved? You know what I'm saying? So this is what you get in the black community. You know what I'm saying? This is what happens. So now what happens with Kevin Samuels passing is that it opened the eyes of a lot of men. And a lot of men will be heading towards the black pill community. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to look at what Kevin Samuels was talking about, you know, preaching about we need to build together and all this stuff. They're going to look at it as what it is. It's BS. You know, it's really simple. The narrative of leadership is really simple when it comes to men and women. Either the men lead or you are not a part of that man's situation. It's simple. If you look at all other communities, white, Indian, Native American, Nigerian, whatever, all these other communities, as it is, the men lead. The men lead because the men know they are the first line of defense and first line of offense. You know what I'm saying? They're D and F. You know what I'm saying? Offense and defense and leadership. Because we're in a man's world, man. A lot of men in the manosphere be bitching and crying about we're in some kind of female dictatorship and feminism and all this made up bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Which really is just nothing more than a distraction. You know what I'm saying? You know, nothing more than a distraction. I mean, feminism is nothing more than a distraction and a Trojan horse. And the communities that have fallen for it is heavily, of course, the black community is falling for it heavily. The black man is drowned in it. You know what I'm saying? And it is taking the knee. And what's happening is a lot of men, since they've seen the women celebrating by the hundreds of thousands, celebrating that man's death on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of social media, it's waking up a lot of the men to look at they're going to look at the black pill community, the black pill, and they're going to realize that Kevin Samuels was basically, in all honesty, you know what I'm saying, if I had to compare it to alcohol, Kevin Samuels was basically, give me a second. Yeah, they're going to look at it and say Kevin Samuels was basically hard seltzer. Hard seltzer, you know what I'm saying? Them hard seltzer alcohol beverages, you know what I'm saying? Such as High Noon, so High Noon, White Claw, you know what I'm saying? That's what they're going to look at and say, man, he wasn't giving us a strong enough message. You know what I'm saying? He was actually sending men and limiting them by saying, hey, man, we got to build with the women in our community, when every community around the black community is led by their men. You know what I'm saying? With no alternatives. It's mandatory. male leadership. You know what I'm saying? Even if you got white men on the manosphere bitching in tears, I was divorced and she took everything and my baby mama harassed me. Yeah, you know. But even with all this damage from marital affairs and marital coupling, the white man still is in a position of leadership. You know what I'm saying? Those of the higher class, you know what I'm saying, they're in a position of leadership. You know what I'm saying? Unlike the black man, which even with all the money and influence the black community has, the black community, aka the black man, always strives to be always strives to not be an owner. You know what I'm saying? The reason hip hop is in the state it's in is the fact that black men did not want to own their own form of music. Even sports, you look at football, you look at, I'll use basketball. You don't see any black-owned basketball leagues. You know what I'm saying? There is one, I think Kevin, shout out to Ice Cube. Ice Cube's the only man who's doing it with the big three. Shout out to Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? A true example of a black male as a leader. But other than that, there isn't much else. But a lot of men are heading towards the black pill community. But this is a warning. You know, this is to give you a warning. And, shout out to all the homies. This is, if you don't have Black Pill 2.0 awareness, you're going to head towards a very, very dangerous route. You know, the problem with the black pill is that it's splintered. It's splintered into 3 communities. There are 3 communities in the black pill. You know what I'm saying? And they're all born of the black pill. So what happens is you have the black pill, you know what I'm saying? And what's going to happen, like I said, a lot of men are going to head towards the black pill community because the black pill is raw in its nature. It's 100%, pure. You know what I mean? It's prioritizing solutions without attachments. And what do I mean by attachments? That means you're not attached to your culture. You're not attached to your racial identity. You're not attached to your nationalism. And then you don't have any emotion, as in, oh man, if I do this, what about these people's feelings? What about this feelings? And what about love and all that? The black pill lacks all of that. It is all about prioritizing what men have prioritized since the beginning of manhood, which is prioritizing solutions. You know what I'm saying? So, but the danger of the black pill community is that you're gonna risk 3 sectors. The black pill is split into 3 communities. And only guys from the black pill 2.0 have awareness of this. That would be myself. I'm the one who basically figured it out that there are actually 3 communities within the black pill. There's the black pill, the gray pill, and the dark gray pill. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to explain what it is and why you need to watch out for it and be careful, because unlike the what I call it, the lesser pill community, unlike the red pill community, the black pill isn't about, it's not about, attaching something. You see, the red pill community is about attachment. You know what I'm saying? It's about, it's logic limited by attachment and emotion. So this is the problem with the red pill community. So a red pillar is basically a guy that has vowed to be a bachelor, to be single, to be a bachelor, mess around with women. So he's still attached. His identity is still attached to female validation and female, female validation and obtaining that. You know what I'm saying? So a red pillar's identity is based on, hey, look, I sleep with a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? But I don't marry them. You know what I'm saying? A red pillar's identity is attached to that. Then the red pillar's identity is also attached to their domestic life. So a red pillar's identity is very limited when it comes to seeking solutions. And the reason I'm saying that the red pill has a lot of attachment and emotion is that a lot of red pillars will tend to be crying and be overtly emotional about women's standing in society, their interaction with women, and how women have dealt with them emotionally. So a red pillar is heavily limited and suffers from a lot of emotional aspects when it comes to their how they approach society. And what happens is the red pill is all about attachment. So what do I mean by attachment? Basically, a red pillar will become a purple pillar. Now, the purple pill, I know what you're wondering if you're new to this community, what is the purple pill? Well, the purple pill is a red pillar when he attaches a woman to his life. So as in a long-term relationship. You know what I'm saying? A long-term relationship, be it a girlfriend, a marriage, but he maintains that red pill knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So a purple pillar is nothing more than a red pillar, now with the attachment and emotional attachment as well with a woman. So now a woman is in his life, which makes him a purple pillar. A purple pillar is just a red pillar. He's no longer single. He's no longer a bachelor. He now has a woman in his life. And in the manosphere, there is a lot of this going on. There's a lot of purple pilled men pretending to be red pilled. You know what I'm saying? So a purple pill man, and that was basically what Kevin Samuels was. Kevin Samuels, you would identify him as a purple pilled man. You know what I'm saying? Because he had some red pill awareness, but he seeked out the attachment, and his vision was a long-term relationship between man and woman. You know what I'm saying? So the red pill community is about increasing attachment to reach another level. So for a red pillar to become purple pilled, he must attach a woman in his presence with a long-term relationship and a long-term relationship, and still be attached to said woman. You know what I'm saying? Now, to go further than that, and I'm the one who discovered this, and the reason I'm taking credit for it is I did it, and then you can always come back for more information on it. But further level of attachment, and this is what separates the red pill from the black pill community, is that the red pill is all about attachment. The further you go into it, when you evolve, you access more attachment. But the black pill community is more about detachment. You know what I'm saying? And I'll explain it very soon. Why the black pill is more about detachment as you devolve. You know what I'm saying? Devolve, whatever, if you separate yourself from the black pill community. So now the next level beyond the purple pill is the pink pilled man. The pink pilled man would be a Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? Will Smith it's a man who is not only in a relationship with a woman, but he attaches his identity to her emotions and her validation. That is the pink pilled man. You know what I'm saying? And unlike a purple pillar, you see, a purple pillar, I'm in a long-term relationship with a woman, but my identity isn't shaped by hers. So, a purple pillar would basically be a man who still plays football, still displays aspects of manhood, will still say his wife is nagging, his girlfriend is nagging and not listening to him. So he still seeks a position of authority in the relationship. Now, a pink-pilled man is very different. A pink-pilled man is a man who seeks his identity to synchronize with the woman. So he seeks to synchronize with her emotions, authority. Everything they do must be together. And the other thing with the pink-pilled man is that he seeks to be attached to this woman to the point where that's all that matters, is his attachment to her, as in her claiming him as her man. You see, it's in reverse. He seeks to build his life around her claiming him, rather than him claiming her. You see, a purple pillar seeks to claim his woman. A pink pillar seeks to be claimed by his woman. So a guy would be an example such as Will Smith, who Jada Pinkett Smith sleeps with other men. It doesn't matter to him, because as long as she claims him as her man and is still involved with him, that's all that matters. And that's why you saw what happened with Chuck Murphy, or as they're calling him, cuckold, whatever. A pink-pilled man does not care if his woman sleeps with another man, is involved with another man. All that matters is that he is still claimed by her. She still claims to be in a relationship and is still attached to him. That is what matters to a pink-pilled man. This is why you see these guys going into polyamorous relationships where their girlfriend can sleep with other men, and they'll still provide her a household, where their girlfriend can even be impregnated by another man. And I've seen it where some guys literally get into a relationship with a pregnant woman. This is the pink pill. The pink pillar is the new identity of America. There are a lot of men, a lot of people think Will Smith is he's an oddball for what he's doing with Jada. But if you look throughout the internet, you look further, you see a guy such as DJ Envy. DJ Envy's wife is openly mocking him in a state of authority. She leads the relationship. She's talking about their sexuality. Their intercourse. He had to apologize. He apologized to her. Another example is Gabrielle Union, how she literally runs Dwayne Wade's entire relationship. To the point where she exposed his son to non-straight activity, and has basically, altered his sexuality in a sense. The pink-pilled man is a man who the woman leads everything, because all the pink-pilled man cares about is he's still attached to her. He's still claimed by this woman. So that is the difference between the pink pill and the purple pill. It's a deviation of authority, and a pink pillar seeks to synchronize with her emotion. You'll hear a lot of pink-pilled men say, you know what, man, I don't know why. I've done everything for her, and I've tried to be emotionally, open for her. I've done everything. I've let her try out other relationships. I've done everything to attach myself to her emotionally. Notice there's no explanation of leadership in that. Now let's get back to the black pill. Now, what's going to happen is, like I said, with Kevin Samuels passing, a lot of men, and how the women replied to his passing by celebrating his death. And the thing is, you got Megan Thee Stallion, who also demonized I forget the rapper's name right now, but Megan Thee Stallion framed him, said he shot her in the leg. And there's always been this narrative between black men and black women that the black women have the black man's back. You know what I'm saying? But Megan Thee Stallion, who's a rapper who literally called the cops, snitched on him. I can't remember his name for some reason, but she set him up. She literally did a rap super no is that she framed the man with the police, said he shot her in the leg. She came out on Facebook, all her social media demonized him. You know what I'm saying? Literally set him up because, hey, this is normal. She's literally running a playbook that was run in the 60s when the government offered the black women power and kicked the men out the house. You know what I'm saying? She knows that the black man, now I remember his name, Tory Lanez. Megan Thee Stallion literally framed him. And then she said black women don't feel protected by black men when she literally framed a black man for a false shooting because he didn't claim her as his only girl or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing that's known in America is the black man is at the bottom of the totem pole. When it comes to legalities, the black man is all the way at the bottom. The black man is the most disposable man in America. You know what I'm saying? The most disposable because the women have more rights when it comes to the eyes of authority than the black man. Like if you look up black deaths, every once in a while you'll see a couple black women getting shot here and there, but over 95% of the time you'll see a black man getting killed by authority, locked up, arrested, because at the end of the day, the women in the black community, the black women know they stand above the black men in the eyes of the government in authority, and that the black community is a matriarchy. It's a matriarchy and not a monarchy. You know what I mean? Not a patriarchy. So it's a matriarchy, not a patriarchy in the black community. So the black man is super disposable. I mean, every woman in America knows this. You know what I'm saying? You want to... Oh, my bad for that. Saliva. My bad. But, yeah, every woman knows that the black man is the most disposable man in America. She can get with a black man and she feels threatened. She could call the cops. She could call family. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy to get rid of a black man. You know what I'm saying? A black man is the example and above all races, because black men do not prioritize legal representation and they do not prioritize ownership of property, business, and expansion of ownership. You know what I'm saying? Look at I could go on day. BT was sold. It was black owned and his wife divorced him. When they got divorced, she sold it. She sold a black owned station, sold it to Viacom, and now blacks don't even barely own a damn TV station. You've been here for over 400 years, molded the culture of music and so on, and you don't even own television stations. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't even own a streaming service. Well, some do. Some are innovating and owning, streaming service. You got a Zeus, you got Kevin on stage, he owns something. So, you know what I mean? There's some ownership there. But even then, I'll do that on another video. But like I said, the danger of the black pill community is that there are three communities. Now, I discovered this over 10 months ago, that in the black pill, now you got to understand, the black pill community has been out since probably 2010s till now. But since it's been out, there was never the identification of the gray pill and of the dark gray pill. You know what I'm saying? Now I know what you're thinking. What is this? What is the difference? Well, when someone takes the black pill and they reject it, they reject it completely. They reject. They don't reject it completely, but they reject and limit the pursuit of solutions that go beyond their comfort zone and that go beyond their nationalism and beyond their culture. They become gray pilled. The gray pill is when someone has black pilled awareness and awareness of the black pill knowledge, but they refuse to accept it full time and completely. So they become a gray pillar. And a gray pillar will basically be someone that will accept the knowledge that comes with the black pill. You know, one of the biggest things on the black pill is LMS, looks, money, status. Basically, it's the explanation that when it comes to relationships between men and women, it's going to be determined first by your looks and your appearance. Then second, then it'll be affected by your money or your status. You know what I'm saying? So these are key features of what you should be expected to affect your life, you know. And also the black pill is aware of looks theory, how your looks played a role. And the black pill, you realize that there are no solutions domestically. For example, you had Kevin Samuels and a lot of men in the red pill community are pushing, we need to fix marriage, we need to fix and make solutions when it comes to marriage and, return that status to the community as a way to fix the nation. But a black pillar will tell you, hey man, a black pillar will be detached from this fantasy and this illusion and will tell you, dude, how are you gonna afford to do that? How are you gonna afford to end divorce and the family court's biases towards men? And when you can't go against $1 trillion corporation, $1 trillion government, you know what I'm saying? How are you gonna change these things? You have to accept the black pill truth that you don't have enough power to change that. It's gonna be up to the government and the corporations and the women. You know what I'm saying? The men are removed from that, and all you can do as a man domestically is make your investments. You know what I'm saying? Increase your investment portfolio. And now your vote as a man comes from two places. It comes from where your money goes and your investment of your seed in that society. This is why a lot of black pillars tend to be childless. They tend to not provide the system of children because they know that what separates a man and a woman is that a man will actually provide the seed that the woman gives birth to. And if a man removes himself from providing that aspect, he starves that society of future children, taxpayers, and something that would be attached to him that limits his pursuit of profit and his pursuit of resources. So you'll see a lot of black pillars not have any children. And if they have children, it was prior to them being black pilled. So the gray pill is when men do not fully accept the black pill. It's basically, if I was to break it down, it's a part-timer. It's a part-time black pillar. He's not full-time, and that's the gray pill. So a gray pillar will still seek a long-term relationship in a domestic setting, marriage, and will still seek out potentially thinking there's a solution domestically. You know what I mean? There's a solution domestically. And there are black pillars also that are in long-term relationships, but the difference between a gray pillar and a black pillar in a long-term relationship is that a gray pillar will actually think that their love of that woman their relationship and emotional investment can actually maintain that relationship long term. While a black pillar in a relationship, if they so choose to be in a relationship, will be someone that's invested, knowing the potential risk and the outcomes, and they will just accept it for what it is. They will not place emotion. They will not think there's anything they can do to ensure that this relationship lasts. They'll just accept the fact that their relationship long term is temporary. It's temporary. You know what I'm saying? And a black pillar seeks out solutions. You know what I mean? A lot of solutions. A black pillar will tend to go overseas if they want to start a family and a relationship and marriage and so on. They'll truly invest overseas where the laws are different than their domestic setting. You know, so while a gray pillar will still fully invest here for their long-term relationships, their housing, a lot of their investments will be tied here. They will still seek out domestic validation. Really, the difference between a gray pillar and a black pillar is that the gray pillar still seeks domestic validation and their domestic identity. They just want to utilize the black pill knowledge and solutions to further their goal of obtaining domestic validation and domestic success. You know what I'm saying? Marriage domestically and so on. Now, the other aspect of the black pill community is that has not been identified was the dark gray pill. The dark gray pill, you know what I'm saying? The dark gray pill. Yeah, like I was saying, the dark gray pill. Now, what is the dark gray pill? Well, the dark gray pill is when someone takes the black pill and they become depressed. They either become heavily depressed or they start weaponizing the black pill awareness and the black pill truth to a point where it's being utilized to further their destruction. You see, one thing in the black pill community is the black pill is very aware of the legal standing. So a black pillar will tend to say, you know what, man, the law is cold and the law has no emotion. So for you to survive domestically, you have to be the same when it comes to your investments in the domestic setting. You know what I'm saying? You have to be aware of the laws and move as the law. I mean, the law has no emotion and the law seeks out no validation. So a black pillar will understand that long-term relationships tend to be about currency, the exchange and investment of currency, and that the black pillar can never own or determine the length of that relationship or the length of anything. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the coupling between man and woman, the black pillar understand it's temporary, and that the more a man invests in that relationship, the more that man applies risk to his life. You know what I'm saying? Be it a long-term investment of marriage and so on. A black pillar looks at relationships from a perspective of legal matters and the act of currency. So you'll see some black pillars openly promote, pay to play is in, be it prostitution and so on, because a black pillar will look at it as, you pay for a date, you know what I'm saying? You're paying for the date and you're paying to potentially get sexual intercourse, but you're just providing your resources to that woman. So there's a very different, there's a very logical awareness of that when it comes to the black pill. And a lot of black pillars will just look at what it is for what it is. If you want sex, go get it. You know what I'm saying? Don't bend on a knee and beg and try to talk and do all this BS. Just go get what you want. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be something. Now, a dark gray pillar, if they believe in prostitution, they're going to utilize it to actually, rather than accept it for what it is, they're going to utilize it to hide and potentially pay to further hide their need for a long-term relationship. So you'll see a lot of dark gray pillars. If they're involved in prostitution, they're going to be paying women for the attempt of reenacting a long-term relationship, or as we call it, the girlfriend experience. So you're going to see a lot of dark gray pillars pay women and seek out relationships with a prostitute. You know what I'm saying? Or be it to pay it, or they're even going to talk to prostitutes to try to figure out why women aren't willing to be in a long-term relationship with them. You know what I'm saying? A dark gray pillar is still, what they do is they push away. They push away from the detachment and put more attachment to it. So they make things harder than it seems. And another thing with a dark gray pillar is that it's a man very close to bordering towards, you're gonna see from a dark gray pillar is that they're very close to what I call a rope necklace or the wrist knife. Basically, they're very prone and very close to suicide. You know what I'm saying? They're very near to suicide, and they basically think their identity, their reason for living is attached and determined by their standing in the eyes of women. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a man that basically a lot of things these dark gray pillars suffer from is they'll evaluate their life based on how women in society validate them. So for example, if a dark gray pillar isn't the best looking man, he's gonna determine that his looks and his appearance determine the worth of his life, and that he might go to drastic measures such as, you know, getting surgery when he doesn't need it, bone lengthening surgery. A dark gray pillar pushes a lot of drastic measures just to achieve a better looks, better appearance in sexual, you know, in society. You know what I'm saying? So a dark gray pillar will push this narrative, and they will openly say it's over. They're gonna say it's over for you because of your appearance and your looks. When the black pill truth is, we know that in this domestic society, a man has no authority, that a man's looks and appearance do not affect his standing within the legal system. So within the family court, divorce court, and so on. So the black pillars are aware of this. So your looks do not matter in this domestic society at all, because it has no legally written advantages. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna see that's what a black pillar would say. A black pillar will never say it's over for you. And even if you're heavily disadvantaged, a black pillar will just tell you, man, these are your disadvantages and what you have to do if you can overcome it. Now, dark gray pillar will tell you that your life is over because of your appearance, because of your lack of female validation. And another problem many dark gray pillars will suffer from is they will suffer from they have a religious dedication towards female validation, a religious dedication towards women, to the point where women are like a godlike figure to them. Because if women do not seek you or determine your value in life, you do not deserve to live. You know what I mean? You do not deserve to live in the eyes of a dark gray pillar. And another thing dark gray pillars suffer from is they suffer from Chadism, where they basically have turned a man that could qualify as a Chad Basically, a Chad is a white man that's heavily sexually attractive to women. And what they do is they deify a Chad to the position of a Jesus-like figure. You know what I'm saying? And they romanticize and religiously talk about a Chad as though, oh, Chad could get whatever he wants. He gets a job. He'll get anything he wants. He doesn't have to pay or nothing. They basically make a man that could qualify as a Chad as a religious-like figure on a level of like a Jesus. And a Chad is usually a white man. So if a man is white and has very high sexual value in society, they will call him a Chad. And now below a Chad will be a Tyrone, which is a black man. And they'll have other names for guys such as a Cortez. Other races of men that are very attractive would be Tyrone and so on below the Chad. And a Tyrone would basically be, if you were having to compare it, to be a Moses-like figure. You know what I'm saying? They look at a Tyrone as a Moses-like figure. You know what I'm saying? So, and they deify a woman. You know what I'm saying? So a woman's outlook on them determines whether they live or die. And, you know, another problem with the dark gray pillar, another thing is dark gray pillars are also borderline nearing a position where they're going towards leaving their straight sexuality. Another activity you'll see from the dark gray pill sector is they're doing a lot of male face rating, where they're having men rate their face. You know what I'm saying? They're having men tell them how attractive they are to them. So a lot of dark gray pill activity is you'll see that they are very close and prone to seeking sexual validation of their sexuality from other men. So you're gonna see a dark gray pillar would be a guy such as your wheat waffles. You know what I'm saying? And another aspect of the dark gray pill is the misuse of analytics. Now you have a guy such as wheat waffles. You'll have guys such as CBP. You'll have guys, some other guys on the dark gray pill sector. You know, I think I'm not 100%. I can't remember all of them, but you'll have them use this false analytics where they'll say that, you know what, if you're below 6 foot, it's over for you. You know, as in your life is over. And they're going to say, well, men 5'8" and below do not have any worth in the eyes of women. And they're going to use these analytics to justify what they're saying. They're going to say, you know, numbers. They're going to bring up numbers and numerical analytics that are falsified if you lack critical thinking. They're going to say, well, most men are married are 6 foot and above, and women, majority of them seek men 6 foot and above. When if you do a simple search online, if you do a simple search online, you'll see that less than 10% of America's population is 6 foot, and less than 5% are above 6 feet tall. Now, which means the majority of marriages, the majority of men married are below 6 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? The math is really that simple. The majority of men, I think the average height in America is 5'8" as the average height. So the average man getting married is below 6 feet tall. In the dark gray pill sector, they're going to use these analytics that are falsified to further depress men. You know what I'm saying? Because the dark gray pill perspective to make profit is they seek to make profit by pushing men towards suicide. You know what I'm saying? They're going to tell men it's over, your life is over, you shouldn't even try to live, it's over for you. And they're going to seek to profit off of you, paying them for face ratings and so on. So because the dark gray pillar has realized, especially guys such as your wheat waffles, your face, guys that are doing face ratings and having men pay them, that the best customer is a customer that could potentially get a rope necklace and a wrist knife and, delete themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because what update or review will a man that's going to off himself have to say about your business practices when he's gone, when he's in the grave? So dark gray pillar seeks to profit off of that. And if you'll look up a Wheat Waffles channel and channels of men doing face ratings, they're getting a lot of views and a lot of attention because they're also pushing the body dysmorphic narrative. So they're suggesting to men to get plastic surgery, and that's a huge business. You know what I'm saying? They're suggesting men to mental illness, and that's a huge market right now. I mean, the mainstream media is heavily pushing mental illness because they seek to profit from mental illness. You know what I'm saying? So dark gray pillar is gonna push this, and they're being pushed by the algorithm. And another dangerous thing about the dark gray pill is that dark gray pillars, when they do face rating for men, first of all, it's not straight at all. It's not straight at all for you to ask a man how sexually attractive you are to them. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that out of the way. But the danger about these face ratings is that it tells a man, hey, you're a 5. You know what I'm saying? You're a 5, or you're a sub 5, you're below 5, you're a 7. And what it does is it projects to this man, this is your number. And you should be able to get any woman within this number or below it. And what happens is it creates a mental illness, and it creates a very dangerous man, because this man is walking around saying, hey, I'm a 5, I should get anything within a 5 or lower, or I'm a 7, I should get anything between a 7 and lower. And when this man doesn't get this, and he feels he's entitled to this due to his number, his rating, he starts to become either dangerous to himself or dangerous to those that deny him. For example, if a guy was rated a 6 and a woman walks up to him, he sees her as a 6, and she doesn't find him attractive, he could potentially harm her or force himself on her because he mentally believes this is my ranking and this is my rating on a sexual market, and you must abide by it because I'm a 6. I was told I'm a 6, and if you aren't attracted to me, there's a problem with you, not a problem with me. You know what I'm saying? So this is a very dangerous narrative. You know what I'm saying? It's very dangerous of a narrative that men are being taught this with this face rating stuff from the dark gray pillar. The dark gray pillar is very dangerous. Unlike the red pill community, which is very simple, you know what I'm saying? It's so easily it's become mainstream now. The black pill community is, it's simple, but at the same time it's not, because the dark gray pillar will tell you truths. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you some truths, and the gray pillar will tell you some truths. You know what I'm saying? But they're limited. A gray pillar will not tell you if you struggle with women here domestically, you should invest your energy overseas. You know what I'm saying? You should, instead of a gray pillar will tell you, go overseas to get better with women, then come back domestically to be better with women, even though the culture overseas is completely different than the culture domestically. You know what I'm saying? And this is a big thing that the PUAs are going to do, you know. So in a dark gray pillar, like I said, they sell absolute levels of mental illness because they're trying to tell a man his rating, that his life, his very life is based on how women find him attractive. You know what I'm saying? His number, his attractive rating. And they sell, the dark gray pillar sells a narrative that is very close to depression and body dysmorphia. The dark gray pill sector is very body dysmorphic, and they promote body dysmorphia to men, and they basically tell you you should do anything. You should do anything to increase your rating, your sexual attraction, even if it means risking your life. You know what I'm saying? That is the dark gray pill. And the thing is, you know, give me a minute. Yeah, so the dark gray pill pushes a lot of body dysmorphia. The black pill is basically orbited by the gray pill and the dark gray pill. And the most dangerous one is the dark gray pillar, because the dark gray pillar will sound very black pilled. You know what I'm saying? Very black pilled to a certain extent, because what looks black but isn't, dark gray. So a dark gray pillar will sound very close to the absolute rules. You know what I'm saying? It can fool you. But what gives away a dark gray pillar is how they tell you your life and what it's worth. They're going to push body dysmorphia on you. They're going to tell you to go get plastic surgery, get anything to increase and enhance your body from a surgical standpoint to better your rating on the sexual market. Because, you know, the dark gray pillar is very body dysmorphic, very body dysmorphic. You know what I'm saying? A gray pillar, on the other hand, will not be as body dysmorphic. They will basically still be pushing for you to get better. They're very close to seeking out the purple pill dream. You know what I'm saying? A gray pillar will basically tell you, hey man, get your money up, get some money, and yes, you can pay for prostitution domestically. You can even go pay for it overseas, but you have to come back here domestically to have a family and have success. So a gray pillar is limited. A gray pillar is very domestic. They're prone to domestic thought and promoting domestic success. The dark gray pillar, on the other hand, promotes a lot of body dysmorphic and very depressive and very illogical ways of seeking knowledge. You'll have some dark gray pillars literally interviewing prostitutes, talking to prostitutes to seek out information on relationships. It's very, very problematic. But, you know, because of Kevin Samuels' death, you're going to have a lot of people, you know, dive deeper into seeking out the black pill community, because with how the women replied to his death, with how the women replied to the death of Kevin Samuels, a lot of men are seeing that this ain't worth it. This ain't worth what are you fighting? What are you trying to save? You know what I'm saying? It's that far gone. They've treated a man because he had an opinion that didn't fit their message as though a terrorist. And here's the thing, if you're in the black pill community, we understand the women that are celebrating Kevin Samuels' death, they're doing the right thing. They're doing the right thing when you look at it from a perspective of their power standing. They're standing within the legal system. You know what I'm saying? The legal system has told women, I mean, you could look at the Kavanaugh, the Supreme Court elected guy that was taken to the Supreme Court because a woman accused him of sexual harassment 50 years ago with no evidence at all. No evidence at all. You know what I'm saying? So the women are in a position of absolute legal power. So when these women are celebrating Kevin Samuels' death, it's within their power. You know what I'm saying? Within their power to do so, because they are attached to incentives by the government. So the government tells a woman, you can have 4 to 8 kids by a different man. We'll still support you. We'll promote this degenerate act. So the women laughing at Kevin Samuels' death, they're doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? They're doing the right thing because they stand above the men legally when it comes to relationships and their dynamics with the government. So when they're laughing at them, they're doing it within their power. It's perfectly right and it's perfectly normal. Notice how I'm replying about this. I'm replying about this calmly. I'm not emotional. I'm not raising my voice. I'm not sad, because I know the black pill truth. The black pill truth is very simple. You look at everything from a legal standpoint, and if you look at it legally, the women laughing at his death, they're justified. They're justified by the government. They're justified by the legal standing and laws of the society we're in. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of men are looking at this and they're saying, damn, got hundreds of thousands of women laughing at the death of a man, especially the black women on the black side. And here's the thing. Black men have been walking away from the relationship standpoint anyway. Black men have basically, from what I've heard, there's over 40% of black men aren't having children in the black community anyway. You know what I'm saying? They've stepped away from it anyway. So a lot of black men that knew this laughing, of Kevin Samuels' death. Then you got the guys watching hip hop with, Megan Thee Stallion framing Tory Lanez, attempting to get that man in prison. You know what I'm saying? The black man has already seen so much treachery. You know what I'm saying? Mothers putting their kids on child support when the father's a good man. You know what I'm saying? The amount of treachery the black man has seen. I mean, there's a video on World Star where a woman just drove by and dropped the child of that man outside his house in the cold with during the rain or whatever, in a thing, whatever the kids are in. So to me, man, a lot more people will be heading towards the black pill like never before, because the black pilled man is a stressless man. You know, a black pilled man isn't attached to the domestic setting, isn't over emotional and doesn't limit solutions, doesn't limit finding solutions at all. So what you're seeing is a lot more people after Kevin Samuels' passing. Yes, there will be alternatives to him coming up, but most likely, because of the way Kevin Samuels died and his appeal to the mainstream and how he touched rappers and how his success was so inflated mainstream wise, and the fact that the red pill message has become oversaturated and normalized to the point where Elon Musk is telling men to take the red pill. You know what I'm saying? Once a billionaire tells you to take the red pill, it's a proven fact that it's not a solution. They're basically saying all these guys taking the red pill and all this stuff, they're not going to change anything. You know what I'm saying? And the red pill has been proven with its domesticated way of thinking to not provide a man a solution without limitations and emotion. You know what I'm saying? As I stated, the red pill community has attachments to the domestic society. So you'll hear, for example, you had Kevin Samuels talking about the marital rate and marriage and children and all that, and how it's, not happening in America. You know what I'm saying? Key word, in America. as though this is the only place you can get married. This is the only location on the globe you could get married or have children. And this is the only place a black man could find a black woman. When black women are in Brazil, black women are in Mexico, black women are in Colombia. You know what I mean? It's global. So you can't provide a solution. There's no such thing as a solution when that solution is limited by your domestic setting. You know what I'm saying? That's a limited solution. That's not a universal solution. And that's why the black pill truth, the black pill solution is universal. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot coming, man. But like I said, be careful. When you head towards the black pill community, be aware that there are two pills orbiting the black pill, and that's the gray pill and that's the dark gray pill. Because, you know, the black pill, some guys, a lot of guys, the majority of men that have taken it have either ended up gray pilled or dark gray pilled. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really be careful how you approach the black pill community, because it could be a true solution for you. You know what I'm saying? Or it could really lead you to self-destruction. You know what I'm saying? If you end up taking the dark gray pill thinking you're taking a black pill, or you take the gray pill thinking you're part of the absolute universal solution. So there's a lot, and I have a lot of videos on it. I have videos on the dark gray pill. I have videos where I break them all down. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, be careful how you enter the black pill community, because depending on where you get your information, be it the gray pill or the dark gray pill, you could really end up harming yourself. Because the danger of the red pill is you end up very angry at women, and you end up very bitter and you spend too much money. Or you get the purple pill where you end up married and, you know, you're in those issues. Or you end up pink pilled where you're bound down and kneeling to a woman your whole life and you have no authority. You know what I'm saying? But all these positions are a position where you're still gonna be alive and you're still part of that system. But if you end up taking the dark gray pill, you're gonna position yourself at a point where you might self-delete. You might remove yourself from living. And if you take the gray pill, well, you'll still be alive. You'll be all right. But you will also risk yourself from going overseas and placing yourself at a point of danger. I plan to do more content on the gray pill and the dark gray pill. But with Kevin Samuels passing, there's a lot of new people going to come to this community, so I'll be doing new content, going over what I've found and learned. But, you know, this has been Hold the Truth Hostage, where if the truth was so important, we wouldn't negotiate with lies, we would hold the truth hostage. They said the truth won't survive beside the lies that maintain the decaying faces of this place.